Hey runners, welcome back. My name's Ben and I'm a strength coach for runners. Today I'm going to show you 3 awesome deadlifts that you aren't using, which are totally going to make you a better and more injury resilient runner. So if you're a runner who's been interested in strength training, you've probably heard that deadlifts are a good exercise for runners. And they are a great exercise for runners. They're great because they help you learn how to move through your pelvis and your hips better. They teach you how to use your glute max and your hamstrings, and also do things like connect the musculature of the upper body with the lower body better so you can become a more efficient runner. Here's the problem. Most runners don't know how to effectively progress their deadlifts. So let's take, for example, I'm practicing deadlifting. And I'm deadlifting with this bag, and eventually it becomes too easy. Now, what most runners do in that circumstance is that they increase the weight of the deadlift. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, there are better ways to progress a deadlift, which are going to increase the demands to the muscles while helping us build better core, hip, and pelvic stability. So, some runners know this, so they go straight for a single leg deadlift that looks something like this. They might take away the weight, but essentially they're doing a deadlift and it's just on one leg. And a lot of PTs have runners do this. They have them go straight from a 2-legged deadlift to a single leg deadlift. Here's the problem. Going from a 2-legged deadlift to a single-legged deadlift is like trying to go from running 30 miles a week to running 100 miles a week. You just haven't built up enough athletic capability to be able to make the huge jump. And it's the same thing here. If you go straight from a 2-legged deadlift to a single-legged deadlift, you're not going to be able to do the single-legged deadlift well because you haven't built up enough hip, core, and pelvic stability to be able to accomplish the single-leg deadlift well. And as a result, you're going to have a really hard time gaining any benefit from that single-legged deadlift. And that's why today I'm going to show you how to use a slider to bridge the gap between a 2-legged deadlift and a single-legged deadlift. Okay, so here I have a slider, and it does just what you imagine. It slides on the ground. Now, you can get these made for carpet or wood, and you can spend anything from $10 to $30 for a set. These are the beefier $30 sets, but most of my clients love the $10 sets as well. And they're super useful for a variety of exercises, and that's why I include them in my Strength Foundations program, which I give to all the runners who work with me. And so what I'm going to do here is, instead of bringing that back leg up, I'm going to put that back leg on the slider. So I'm going to be actually pushing into the ground with the leg that's on the slider. So check this out. I'm going to deadlift the bag up. Now as I come down, I'm going to push out on the slider and come up. So here, I've decreased the stability requirements from a single leg deadlift. I've increased the stability requirements from a double-legged deadlift, and I'm doing something in between. And because it's somewhere in between, my body is going to have a much higher success rate of being able to improve as a result of the exercise. Now there's other cool things you can do with the slider as well. So that would be a rear slide deadlift. Here's another one that I really love that's actually a little bit easier. So if you're having trouble with the rear slide deadlift, try this out. It's a lateral slide deadlift. So as I come down, I'm going to slide out to the side now and come up. So this is going to put more stress on a different part of my hip, mostly the glute med of the standing leg, which is super important for anybody who has knee, hip, or lower back problems. So that's lateral slide deadlift. And there's even another one here. I'm going to do a curtsy slide this time, which is instead of just sliding back this way, I'm going to slide back and across, and that's going to create even more of a challenge to that hip. So I slide into a curtsy. Good. All right, so those are 3 awesome ways that you can bridge the gap between two-legged deadlifts and single-legged deadlifts in a way that doesn't challenge core, hip, and pelvic stability so much that you can't gain benefit from a more single-legged exercise. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you loved it, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to start strength training but you aren't sure where to start, I have 2 free starter kits on my website, so just head over to www.benbeeler.com and you can download them for free there, in addition to a whole bunch of other free resources. See you guys later. Bye.